Hi, this is Mary Ellen with Portraits of Me, and today I want to share what I read in the month of July. I read Three Dark Crowns, The Cruel Prince, and The Hazelwood. And all three of those I loved. I want to add those to my book collection now. I checked them out from the library, read them, how to return them. I'm actually going to get Three Dark Crowns from Thrift Books. That's my free book. And it should be coming in the mail anytime soon. But The Cruel Prince I want to purchase, and I want to purchase The Hazelwood because those books were really fun. Three Dark Crowns, everybody knows what that one's about. Really enjoyed stories about those three sisters and their magic and the whole world they lived in. The world building was great. I was rooting for all three sisters. I liked them all. And the ending had such a wonderful twist to it. OMG, I did not even guess at that ending. It took me by surprise, which made this book a really good book for me. So I'm looking forward to reading the second book in this series. The Cruel Prince. Okay, I really enjoyed this book. I think I even gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. The reason I gave it 5 stars was because I couldn't put this book down. I read it from beginning to end and I really loved it. The reason I'm questioning my star rating is because the book seemed familiar. It seemed like I read this story before, and so I had that like nagging feeling that I've read this story, and the feeling was even so strong I googled the summary to see if I could find another book that had a similar story, but I couldn't find anything. So it was weird though, because I really felt like deja vu while I was reading the book. But the story was great. I love the characters. My camera's gonna run out now, so let me finish this in a bit. Okay, I'm back, so let's go ahead and finish my reviews of the books I read in July. I was talking about The Cruel Prince and how this story sounded very familiar, so familiar that it felt like deja vu, like if I read this book before. The feeling was so strong that I actually Googled to see when the book was published, even though I knew it was published in 2018. So it was not a book I read before because I never really read new releases that quickly from the published date. The second thing I did was I Googled the summary to see if it was a book that had a similar plot to another book, but I could not find anything that sounded familiar to me as far as another book I might have read that sounded like this story. But it was so weird because there was like a portion of the book, it wasn't the whole book, but it was like a portion of the book about 3/4 way through to almost the ending. I swore I read this story before. I know I didn't read this book before though, because the ending caught me off guard. So I didn't know the ending, and if it was a book I actually read before, I think I would have known the ending. But it was just weird. It was weird how I had that really strong deja vu feeling. So I gave it 5 stars, but I might take it down to 4 stars. I'm not too sure. I'm kind of like debating on that. But that was The Cruel Prince that I checked out from the library. And then the last book I checked out from the library was The Hazelwood. And that one, again, was a really good book. I enjoyed reading about, and I don't have the book with me, and you know how I am with names. I can't remember the main character's name, but it was fun reading about her and her current life, but then reading about her grandmother and the book that she wrote, The Hinderwood, I think it's called. Those stories sounded like so much fun. And I enjoyed reading about the 2 stories I think it did mention, or was it 3? 2 or 3 stories that mentioned from that book in this book. And it was so fun to read those stories because they were kind of like quirky, scary, just like weird fairy tales that had a dark twist to them. And reading about this main character and her mother and finding out about her and her past was also fun. So I really did like this book. I like the dark aspect of it, but I also like the mystery surrounding the whole Hazelwood and that in-between of how the fairy tales were real kind of aspect of the story. That really got my imagination going, and that's what really drew me into the book. So I really enjoyed that one as well, and want to add that one to my book collection once it goes on sale. The only reason why I got the Three Dark Crowns, the only reason I got the Three Dark Crowns was because I got it free on Thrift Books. I earned my free book. But the Crow Prince and the Hazelwood I want to add to my collection once they go on sale, and I can feel good about buying them at a good price. So anyway, let's wrap this up. Those are the books I read in July. Please let me know what you think about any of these titles. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? And why? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day, evening, morning, or night. And until we meet again, bye.